is up, everybody? How are you guys doing? May not be the longest stream. We'll have to see, but here's what I can tell you. I want to talk about and I want to know what you guys expect from this update. And then we're going to get started here shortly. One sec. Alright, let me see this. One second, we'll get going. Okay, so Monday. Wednesday. Sunday. Alright. Alright, let's get into it. So what are you guys expecting from this? So we already know the couch co-op thing. We know they're coming up with new skins, stuff like that. Me personally, I could care less about anything off the pitch. We already know they have the best customization. Okay, they without a doubt, I've said that. I love it. I mean, look at these. So sick. Right? We already know that. But here's the thing. We absolutely need a gameplay change. This gameplay is unacceptable. I've been playing eFootball a ton. By no means is it a perfect game, but what it is a game where you can play football and where you put in work and you get better and there's a skill gap. And while the meta is terrible over there and there's a lot of AI assistance to help lower level players, the biggest exploits over there are more like tactical and using AI assistance to the full, as opposed to actual exploits, that stuff that's in the game that really shouldn't be, that helps players that really shouldn't even be there, right? So that's the issue. Fixing things like automatic free kicks. So this is most likely a goal, an automatic goal. Okay, guys. So see what I'm saying? That's eFootball. Or sorry, that's UFL right now. So if you guys are wondering what happened, I literally just went to clear it. I literally just went to receive the ball and clear it, and the game glitched out. That's literally what happened right there. That is what's wrong with this game. If you don't see that that's the epitome of what's wrong with this game. I know it probably seemed like, and you could check, like, go watch the replay. It may seem like I could have planned that. Look how it went in. There's no way. I mean, dude, that was me literally just reacting to the ball, trying to go get the ball so I could then clear it out, and it ran the ball in the net. I mean, it totally glitched out. My goalkeeper, for some reason, ran into it. It was the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life. But this is UFL. That's what UFL is. A big broken mess of fumbled up, jumbled nonsense. Now, to be fair, I'll play devil's advocate myself. eFootball will have some wonky goalie stuff go on. Okay? So we'll write that one off. We'll write that one off. But that's what this game is. It's a whole lot of just nonsense. That's what this game is. I mean, there is no rhythm to this. There's no, like, feeling of satisfaction in the game. There's no nothing. It's just a whole bunch of broken crap. Nothing you do matters. Because at the end of the day, it's not even football. I mean, you can't properly defend. You can't hunker down and really defend a player because the movement's so messed up. You can't score regular goals because the goalies are broken. None of that is in the notes to get fixed. So what in the heck do I care about new skins and stuff in a couch mode? I'm not inviting friends over like it's 1999 to play freaking ranked. Through balls are still broken. Players can't play through any type of lane. It just, if it's not at a certain angle, it gets blocked. See, dude, look at this. Look at this game. Look at this game, guys. There's no way that players are playing this and saying, oh, give it time, give it... Guys, the rate that this game would need to even be close to playable, and this is just the honest truth, right? If you're playing this game and this is real football to you, then we're on different planes as far as what we expect, right? If you accept this as real football, then you know, that's fine, by the way. Whatever floats your boat, but you just have to admit to yourself that you're not looking for real football. You're just looking for something that's, you know, easier and you can compete in, right? You're not really a football person. Or if you are, you're not a football game person, right? Maybe you just, the controls you can't really get, or it's too challenging to learn, like the harder games that are real football. But this isn't real football. That's just me being honest. And again, go check the views. Even as of now, this is the #1 viewed game on my channel. It would serve me huge to sit there and go, guys, I can't wait for the update, man. This is going to be awesome. This game is great. And as you can see, I'm outplaying the crap out of my opponent. So it's not like, you know, it's not anything like that. It's just literally just not football. It's just not. Look at this, guys. Look at, how is this football to you? There's this player sitting there with 8 players behind the ball. I mean, there's no way I can last. I'm full disclosure. There's an update going on. I just had an absolute blast. Didn't even get into my PvP games because they have AI divisions in eFootball. It's super fun, super challenging. Whole different type of game. Way more fun. I played one co-op game over there where you don't have to have a player in your house. Right? You can either play with a buddy on your team or there's random games you can play. That's a blast. They have a My League event, which is a copy of, like, whether it's English League or German League or Bundesliga, La Liga, whatever. And you can go play that. So that's, and they're still lacking in modes over there, and it's still a blast. They're lacking in rewards big time, but ultimately, even with all that, all these modes are fun mainly because the game itself is fun. It's real football. This isn't real football, guys. Look at this. Watch when I get the ball in the attack. This is one player that has no idea what he's doing. No idea what he's doing. He scored a glitch goal off of my guy running the ball into the net. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Players just running into each other. That's what this is. I mean, this is trash. You're talking about someone who played this game to the top. This is trash. This game has gotten so much worse than its initial release. I mean, this isn't even an F like 60%. This is an F like 40%. Look at this. Look what this game is. There's no way, and I'm not even beating a dead horse here. I'm just being honest. As I want you guys to ask yourself this type of thing, right? I mean, look how broken those free kicks were. Did that look realistic to you at all? Did that look anything like anything? I mean, look at this game. Look at the player movement. You can't even really move your players the right way. I'm trying to literally pass and move the ball. You can't defend the right way. Look at this. This is the jockey in this game. I mean, look at my opponent. He's got 70% pass accuracy. Now, was it his fault that the game glitched out and ran the ball in? No. But this is a 5-1 game. Now, FC is the only game. eFootball has this problem too with the AI assistants. But at least in eFootball, you can play football along the way. But you might hit the post a bunch, or you might all of a sudden the other goalie turns to God, or, you know, they might get 2 shots and they happen to score them easily. Like, there's certain DDA in that game. But in this game, it's just a broken mess. You get what I'm saying? You see the difference? In that game, you can still play football. But FC is the only game where, typically, if you're way better than an opponent, you're going to win a lot to nothing. I mean, this is the biggest joke of a game I've ever seen. What's up, Boomfa? There's no way anybody can be playing this and say, like, oh, you should have seen my guy glitched the ball and ran into a net off a free kick. He had no players around. It was the funniest thing. Like, if you're ever mad at eFootball, come play this for, like, a game or two.
Excellent movement. Could be dangerous. What a strike.
It's just such a bad game, guys. Even if I score that was super goofy goal. You guys know that one. You know what I mean? And when I'm saying this, it's like there's some players out there that no matter how many patches, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, people that I really respect and like, I see them in the comments, they're like, maybe this is the patch. It's like, bro, the patch is talking about player of the month and new skins in couch mode, couch co-op. They can't even release a full co-op. They've been in production for 8 years, and they're just now coming out with a co-op where you have to be in one house to play ranked with your buddy. It's the most insane thing I've ever heard of in my life. And people are like, maybe this will be the patch. It's like, guys, the patch notes say nothing. It says minor fixes to this, that, and the other. That's it. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if I could sit here and BS you and say, like, you know, like, I could sit here and BS you and say, like, oh, this is going to be a great game. But it's just not. I mean, look at how that game went. That was the most terrible game ever. The only thing worse in this game is the fact that this opponent of mine is wastes his time to play. Oh, it's garbage, dude. It's garbage. Look at the possession. He had no shots on target and he won 1-0. I'll show you how. Look at this highlight. Watch this goal. Watch this. Watch how terrible this is. Look at this. He just did that. The player just did that. I'm going to show it again. Look at this. Look at this. He did that on his own. So a player just won the game. A player just won the game with no shots on goal. No shots on goal. So look. Oh, dang it. Well, I got that recorded. Then I'm going to record the last. Save recent gameplay, the last 15 minutes. Yeah, there's nothing good you can say about this. Dude, you're playing a game where a player just won with 0 shots on goal. in a game where there's no football, there's nothing to create. 70% possession to 30. I hit the post twice. It's a broken game. Even those post hits weren't realistic. It wasn't even like if I scored, it would have been like, man, that was cool. They're not even football goals. You guys need to wake up, man. I could care less about the views. As you could see, I get the most views on eFootball or UFL. I just went over it on the eFootball stream. I went over the views on my videos, the top two. Guys, you guys are insane playing this game. It's a total waste of time. Now, again, if you're just not good enough to play the other football games and you love football, and this is the only way you can play and just not get whooped because you can't figure out how to actually play football on here, right? Like, or you just maybe don't know. Maybe you just like, hey, I like playing video game football. I just have no idea. So this would be the game for you. I will say that. But even then, it's just so bad that it's almost not even worth it. You might as well wait for a rematch and play that arcadey style. But because at this stage, like in these Ultimate Team type of games, if you don't have at least a little skill, you can't play eFootball or FC. And usually it's more, but I'm saying at least a little, just to at least survive. Right? And even then, you're going to need to work and get more skill. But the players playing this game, the only reason I could think of it, is because they literally they aren't good enough to play. Which, if that's the case, then I guess I could see you wasting your time playing this. But then again, it's all exploits, so you're not even playing football. You might as well, you get what I'm saying? You're playing a game where defenders are running balls in the net. You're running in circles to try to get a 30-yard shot. The goalies save 8-yard shots, but then you'll hit a 30-yard shot and it will go in. I mean, there's no way. Nice, Boomfa. Hey, what time will that update be done? Because I'm not going to last playing this, dude. It's just not fun at all. And I don't even think anybody could argue with me about this being fun. Like, the only players who are covering this now, with all due respect, because I like some of them, it's not all, but, they're lower level players, which there's nothing wrong with that, except for the players who are looking at this, there's people, I gotta be honest, right? I can't just sit here and say, like, guys, play this game, use this tactic, get this player, because all that's irrelevant. It's a broken game. There is no, like, okay, if you play this tactic, you can play this ball up, back, and then you're looking for a through ball, or, use the width, right? Oh, look at that nifty heel pass that totally was on its own, by the way. I couldn't, I didn't do that. So that's not even like something, but that looked pretty cool, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to find stuff that would be cool. If you're wondering why I'm running in a circle to try to shoot with Ronaldo, because every time I break down the defense and shoot, it misses. It either hits the post 70 times, and people know what I'm talking about with that. Literally, there's a glitch in this game where the ball hits the post. Or, see how he was able to take that down? The other one glitched and my defender ran it into the back of the net. Then you got to hope that you're at the right angle to pass a through ball like that, because it's animation based. It's not like individualism, right? Meaning, like, if you have 70 passing, you're going to hit a bad through ball. But if you have 90 passing, you'll hit a good through ball. No, it's not. The passing stats are bullshit. All that matters is that you're at the right angle. If you're at the right angle, then it will go, if you're at the correct angle, it will go through, no matter what passing stats you have. 2 now. It's 2 a.m. where you're at. It's 9 a.m. where I'm at, so 10, 11. So 5-hour difference. So So 5 hours. So for me, it would be 9. Yeah, like 3 a.m. So yeah, man, it's just there's no football in this. The through ball should be stat based, like in eFootball or even FC, dude. It's stat-based. If you have higher level passing, your pass will be more accurate. In this game, there's player lock, so no matter what, the pass goes where the pass goes. You can have 50 passing. Instead of 90, it won't matter. Like, look, this ball is going there no matter who I pass with. I can take a 50 rated passer, okay? I could take Mbappe, who doesn't have high passing, and I'll have the same luck with passing, right? I'll have the same exact luck. There is no football in eFootball. I remember I used to say this and players would get mad, and this was when the game was a little bit better, so you could kind of disguise it as, hey, I'm a good football player, so I play this is just the game that I like. eFootball sucks, FC sucks. No way now in your right mind you could say that this game's anywhere near it. This is all you can say about UFL is I'm trying to support an up-and-coming, like, indie game. It's an indie game. You get what I'm saying? Independent, just like, even though I know they're not promoting that and they have this thing with Adidas. But you got to remember, dude, Adidas, the Adidas sponsorship isn't going to make the gameplay better. It's not going to make the gameplay better. I mean, look at this. He can't. So you're playing against players who won't even move their defenders, for one. And then, two, even if they do, it's almost funny because it's like, okay, well, that won't really do anything anyway because you can't properly move your defense. I mean, there's no football in this game at all. There's no football in this game at all.
Knocking it around amongst themselves. Is this damage limitation? It's opened up for them.
Watch.
Great vision.
Oh, but if you're wondering why I didn't shoot, it wouldn't matter. The goalie saves it. The goalies are broke. So it seems like, oh, well, you could have shot that. Nope, it would have been saved. If anybody's players of this, but I invited eFootball guys. So if you're wondering why I didn't shoot that, you can't. So the goalies were terrible in this game, and then they made them broken. And when you're seeing those through balls, I have to play it at that certain angle because if not, it will just lock onto the opponent's defense no matter what. Like, see how he played that? You have to play it at a certain angle because it's animation based. It's not. They don't have any, like, ability to actually make it where, okay, you have accurate passing, so it's going to be a perfect lead through ball. If you have bad passing, the through ball is more likely to be off, right? They don't have that ability.
That's the referee's whistle and the first half's done. Well, it's a pity there were no goals, but I think we can tell who the
You can't do nothing in this game, dude. It's all, like, they didn't have the ability to actually make it a free-flowing, like, okay, 95 passing is going to be super accurate. 60 passing is going to be bad. 90 shooting is going to be great. 60. It's like all animation based. Like to shoot, it has to be a second touch shot or a first time shot, so it triggers this animation where the goalie, which now even those the goalies are saving, but it used to be where the goalie at least wouldn't save them. Now the goalie just saves everything. So it's literally no skill. Like, I don't know if you noticed what just happened, but he just glitched through my defender. Like, you still have shit like that. Like, if you watch the replay, my defender just totally missed that. There's a sprint button, and then there's this R2, L1. It's not supposed to be in the game. It's broken. It's like a second gear sprinting. Even if they try to lie and say it's supposed to be in the game, bro, who do you know that sprints as fast as they can and then finds another gear and goes even faster? There is no second level sprinting. There just isn't. So I'm trying to prove a point, and I'm just running at this player literally as fast as I can. And he has no idea what to do. So watch. So there's this glitch where if I play it at the right angle, which I don't study glitches and shit, but this game's literally pointless, so I don't mind showing you now. There's a time when I'd be like, oh, I'm not doing that. But if I can, I'll show you where the defense will freeze. Even if his defender should have got it, they'll stop. They'll freeze. But you see how look at his defense. 5 players just sitting back. And these guys waste their time. So you can see the level. I mean, this makes the rats in UFL or eFootball look like, you know, gods. You get what I'm saying?
Can they make something of this? Goes for goal!
That's how you got to score in this game, bro. That's how you got to score. Look at the 2 goals. The one you saw and then that one. There's 2 goals. Now, he hasn't had 1 shot, hasn't had anything, and I had to score like that. He's just been sitting there. It's such a joke that he's wasting his time playing like that. Look how many players he's got in the box. Look at this. Not controlling any of them. Look at all of his defenders. It actually bit him in the ass because he had so many bodies that it ends up hitting off of one of them. Look at this. It's such a bad game, dude. It's ridiculous. And the reason why I'm stressing it so much is because I'm trying to get some of these guys to wake up, because there's people I truly like that just keep getting their hopes up. Guys, the update has nothing on gameplay. Okay? The update has said nothing on gameplay. And look how bad this gameplay is. I don't care. Yes, they have the best customization. I wish eFootball would hire the customization team from UFL. I'm going to show you guys some of the kits. Some of you guys coming from eFootball or that don't typically play. I'm going to show you some of the kits and some of the cool stuff they have with their partnership. They have literal boots and stuff that aren't even that don't exist in real life, that they only put in that they only put in UFL. It's pretty insane, dude. It's the customization they absolutely killed. They absolutely killed. Look, his defender glitched. His defender glitched. See what I'm saying? I played a ball and it triggered an animation that glitched his defender, but it didn't matter because the goalkeepers save everything. Not to say that was like the best shot, but it don't matter. The goalkeepers save everything. I'll try to prove a point, and I'll try to bury it, dude. I'll get to an angle where... So, like in eFootball, when you have the DDA and you'll hit the post and do that, dude, in this game, it's a glitch where you can tell by the way it hits the post, because you'll hit the post another, like, 100 times, literally. Literally, you'll hit the post. That's hilarious, dude. Look at these goals, are freaking funny. Now that was realistic though. That was realistic because his goalie was way out. Dude, that was actually sick because he didn't let it hit the ground. Like, that was sick. That was realistic. In real football, imagine goalie's off his line, you chest it down and volley it before it hits the ground. By the way, look at it. I wish Valley was on. Look at this tango. It's a unique tango only in UFL with those color scheme. The customization in this game is the best by far. Even this goofy kit that I have on, it's like some random kit that they gave to just PlayStation users for some reason. Forgot what it was for, but it's sick. I don't even got the Adidas ones. Then this white and green one he's wearing is a St. Patty's Day one. That's not even a real sponsor. Look how sick that is. See, so that triggered an animation. I was offsides, but even if his defender wanted to, it would run in behind me. It's a glitch. So watch this. See how I'm running through here? If I was on sides and his defender was a step or two ahead of me, look, watch his defender. See how he's sprinting, but it's not catching up at all? It's a glitch. It's a glitch. So if I played that ball and I wasn't off sides, he would have been screwed anyway. Because if you play at this certain angle, then the ball goes through. So let's see if I can do it again. Couldn't play it fast enough. It's just insane, dude. Oh, and if you guys are wondering, okay, how could you say this game was good at the opening? So I'll tell you. See, it's a freaking glitch. The game's a glitch. That was a goal. That was a goal every day of the week, bro. That was a goal every. All I did was just go dive in over and over because look at the time, and it's still. Look at that, dude. I'm saving that real quick because this is all part of this. So I'm trying to get certain players to realize, like, guys, this game is a total mess. That was a goal every day of the week. He did everything perfectly, and it hit the post. So what I'm trying to tell you is, it's like there's something broken with the game. Because either the goalie will save everything, or even once you beat the goalie, it just manages to hit the post. The way that it hits it, you'll hit it over and over. And you can tell, like, that should have been a goal, dude. It could even be an open net, and it almost just decides it. There's some broken thing, like their coding, they just have the worst coders ever. Or something. I'm not a football game developer, but something in this game, after they try to start making patches, because at the beginning, it was kind of this goofy animations, the goalies, it would hit off their face and goofy stuff, but it was strategic still. Like, you could put dots on the screen, and if Atari was smart enough back in the day to where, okay, like, you have to have, I'm playing my dots in a 4-4-2, you're playing your dots in a 3-5-2. So if you don't utilize the wings with your 3-5-2, get those wingers up and back, right? And then play it wide, work it into the middle, try to spread out your opponent's defense, then play through the holes. If you just try to go down the middle, you're going to get smoked. The other team's going to get the ball. They're going to counter you. You have no wingers back. You're going to get scored on. You have to work it out wide, into the middle, and then try to work your numbers then after you spread out the defense. That's how 3-5-2 is supposed to work. If you didn't know that at the beginning and you weren't able to, like, successfully move your defenders and manually defend and stuff, you would get whooped. So I climbed real quick. I got to top 10 in the world, and it really just rewarded knowing football and being able to play. But the actual, like, animations in game was always kind of a little rougher, if that makes sense. But, like, you could have dots on the screen and it could be a strategic game, and that would be more fun than this, because this is just broken. There's no strategy in it. There's no skill in this. It's a mess. But at the beginning, at least there was skill. I don't care if the goalies had terrible animations. I don't care if every player in the game can do the same moves. Didn't matter. I don't care about any of that. You could score from any different way. You could play any system you wanted as long as you knew how to play that system, and you got rewarded for manually being a good defender and manually being a good build-up player that could attack and score. Whether it was from crosses, curling shots, power shots, low driven, none of that mattered. What mattered was creating the chances, beating the opponent's defense, and scoring. That's what I try to make sure people understand, and a lot of people don't end up getting that. And right now, it's not that at all. Right now, it's not that at all, guys. So what time did I wake up? That was... And so, I guess what I want to, I don't know if I want to end with or not. I got to think about if I even want to play anymore. But when I'm sitting here debating, I'll give you guys an example. When I'm sitting here debating, playing or not, I'm sitting here going, okay, so ranked's really the only mode. Here's my team. My team's set. I don't have any other players that I want or care about because it doesn't matter. Boomfoot, yeah, so giving you the idea. So I was covering all three games for a little while, and I was covering, at first it was just UFL, then UFL and FC post-patch, and I was having a blast. I got all the way back up, top rank and everything, right, in FC. rebuilt my team from leaving this game mid FC Pro event, leaving for 2 months, which you know how many promos there are over there, and rebuilt my team to the top through getting rewards and stuff. Because after the patch, they actually rewarded you for doing good. So I have a great team the whole nine. Then I left because it started going toxic again. The servers really were struggling over there. And then you had the rats, of course, taking advantage of that because they took out all the exploit shots and stuff like that. They took out the AI defense. Now, they just had a big patch over there, too. So, yes, I'd rather play that any day of the week. The reason why I go to UFL is because there's still people that I really like, that I've grown a relationship just through this channel. And it's like, it kills me to see their comments where they're like, guys, new update, maybe this is the time. Or like, man, I'm done with this game until this next update. And I'm trying to get them to realize, like, guys, read the update notes. I know you want to have hope, but the update notes are not fixing any of this stuff that's broken. And so, Spoonfoot, to answer your question, I would be at FC as a secondary game in a heartbeat. And then when rematch comes out, maybe that. But the only reason I'm not is, one, because FC isn't really a game where you can... Like, I would think it would be fun just to go and see how I do. Just randomly turn it on and see how I do. For sure, I'll do stuff like that 100%. But the reason why I come here isn't because I want to play this trash. It's because there's certain players that they're like missing. They're almost, I don't know if it's denial or what. But when you read the new patch notes, you might have saw it on stream earlier. There was someone saying, yeah, but they said there's going to be minor fixes. Guys, does this look like a game that just needs minor fixes in the gameplay? They should halt everything else and put 100% in. And what that shows me is that the fact that some of this is here and it's been here for so long, the glitches and the broken stuff, and more happens, they can't do it. They can't fix it. But they're not just going to fold the game at this point. They invested 8 years into it. They're going to try to get as much money as they can with Player of the Month stuff, their customization, which is actually good. And you just can't be a sucker because in this game, unlike eFootball and FC, it's just total exploits. It's not skill-based at all. The problems in this game are so much more compounded. So I just wanted to make that clear. So as you're waiting for this update, make sure you understand that this update's going to come and nothing they do is going to make the gameplay. It's not going to fix what you've just seen the past 2 games, what you've seen in my stream last night, what you see in every one of your games. It's not going to change, right? Anybody who says this is a good game right now, come on, guys. I mean, they got to get their head checked, right? Anybody who says there's any type of skill in this, or it's any type of football takes passing, where like the attributes matter, which thank God eFootball released their update and actually push that even further, right? Because even their passing, it meant more to have good attributes over there than UFL, but they boosted it correctly to where your passing attributes make a huge difference in playing those long through balls and playing even an accurate through ball. Having visionary pass plus good passing is huge. Now, sorry, not visionary. What's that passing where it can cause like the other team to like miss? Is that not momentum? Visionary passing. It's one of the passing ones where maybe a defender might clip it, but then you have that and it will be a perfect weighted pass. There's the sad thing is it's not really a real meta. It's exploits. Meaning like not exploits like exploiting the fact that you can spam through balls or exploiting pressure defense. What I mean by exploits is literally the broken parts of the game. Like there's broken defense, there's broken animations where like that lob through ball freezes the defense up. There's a broken corner where you flick it on and the defenders can't move. There's broken. That the meta in this is the broken stuff, literal exploits. Not exploiting meta trash tactics, but literal broken exploit shit. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of the right wording, but you know what I mean, I think. There's no real meta like play 4-3-3 and do through balls. Like the first release, I'll give you before the first patch, the meta had to do with lob through balls to the striker because the striker could always get in on those. Now you could defend it if you switch your center back and ran back, just like in FC when they had that same thing, but that would be the meta. So you'd play up to your striker, back to your cam, trigger your striker's run, then your cam would lob through ball it, clip it in, your striker would run in. That was the meta. They try to patch that, they totally screw up. They patch it again, screw up. They patch it again, and that's where it all started, with the lob through balls to the striker at the beginning, when the game was actually like what I was telling you, when it was at least good. It was real football, it was skill-based, and they've just taken it worse and worse from there. So now there's no meta as far as like play this formation with a cam so you can lay the ball back and then clip through balls in with your cam. Like that was the meta, to have a formation with the cam, clip through balls in. Now it's literally just dribble in a circle, hit a 30-yard finesse with Ronaldo, or do one of the broken things so the goalie doesn't save the ball. Otherwise, the goalie's just going to save everything or you're going to hit the post. So, yeah. I'll go play one more to kind of to show you guys what I mean. Because I want to try to say, like, if you say that last game was whatever you would say it was. Like, oh, those just were bad opponents. Because sometimes the dance partner does matter, and I've talked about this, meaning, just like in eFootball, you have another opponent that's going to play football, it's going to be a fun game. You have a meta rat, you're going to be battling that to play football, and it's not as fun because there's not as much strategy. You're trying to play football, they're trying to abuse certain things that they can use where they don't need skill. In this game, you guys point out where the skill-based part comes in. Because there is no skill-based part in this game. You try to point out what the fun part of this would be. See, the customization is so good, though. This kit right here, they made just for Ronaldo, he's an investor in the game. So they had a whole team pass around Ronaldo gear. Like, that's sick, dude. That stuff like that is sick. But yeah, there is no meta as far as like, oh, you want to play narrow formation and tiki-taka passing or direct through balls. There is nothing like that. Stadiums are awesome in this game. Like everything customization wise is an A+ though. But that can only get you so far.
Welcome to the UFL. Germany taking the ball forward.
But I would love for there to be a reason to like play this and cover it and stuff like that. There just isn't.
Cristiano Ronaldo. The opposition snatched the ball away. Has several options available. Great pace. Quick 1-2.
I'll try to like shoot it, even though I know they're not going to go in, so it's hard to do. Like that competitive side takes over. But I'll try to get some shots just to show you what I mean about the broken goalies. Because I don't care about winning. I more just want to like kind of just prove to people. And if I'm wrong, you would be able to come up with ways where you're like, see, man? You know what I mean?
Excellent from the keeper to bring the situation under control. Returns it.
Good. So see, that's all animation based.
Look at all the options he has. We're witnessing dynamic.
It's all animation based. Based on your run. Man, he got lucky there with his goalkeeper. But there is no subtle movement, so I'll show you. When I jockey, I can't truly jockey with my defender.
He lifts it into the penalty area. Aurelian Chouameni. Yamal. Where's he going to play it? That was out. The visitors have the throw-in. He's got options.
Oh, no big deal, Moonfa. I'm more talking in general because a lot of people I notice watch these after the fact too. And I just want people to really look at this game and examine where it's at before they give their hopes up or keep wasting their time with it. Because trust me, if it was any type of decent, I would be playing and covering this as another game right along with eFootball.
Turn them over. Terrific control. Pushing forward from the centre. Ronaldo. Rodri. Mbappe. Cristiano Ronaldo.
It's like they're coming up with play styles, for instance, right? But again, what's that going to, and I know it's not coming tomorrow, but it's coming soon, they say. But what's that going to achieve when the gameplay itself's broken? So say I got the ball right now with Mindy, and Mindy's an attacking fullback. Let's just make that up. Let's just say. Or Ronaldo's got, because they already got like rocket shot or curling shot, so play styles has to be like the type of player they are, right? A destroyer, like things like that. Let's just pretend like eFootball they copy and they have prolific wingers. So, or Dumfries, he's a defensive fullback, or a cross specialist fullback. Let's just say, okay, cool. But what is that going to do with the broken game? Like, look, you just dribble in circles because the defense can't move properly, and you try to do stuff like that. How those are going wide, by the way, I have no idea. I mean, he has 99 shooting. There is no like placing the shot. You just point to the corner and shoot. It's kind of like eFootball in that sense, but there's no player skills and stuff. So I don't get how those go wide. They're going wide like every time. That used to never be the case. So I don't know if that was a nerf attempt or what. But yeah, so there's his first shot on goal. And that little dive was from that fake shot. So did you see that little goofy move? That was not me. That was him doing it. That was him doing it. Yeah, it makes it boring because it's not skill. You're just trying to trigger animations. But that's where the glitches come from too. Like whatever animation that dude just did, that defender to screw up on that was animation. That wasn't like I triggered that. That defender jumping like that was them.
Move the ball to the right side of defense.
So yeah, so goalies will save that every single time. Every single time.
Ball into the box. Out to the left, and here comes the winger. Federico Valverde.
See, that was animation based. So my winger was always gonna get that. My Mbappe was always gonna get that ball.
The opposition will be more than happy with that. The defense can't switch off with the ball that close.
Another animation base. Why did he hit his wide and the other guy hit his on goal? No reason. Literally animation base. That was just the animation that got chosen. There's no like, oh, well, you overpowered it. It was a finesse shot after I beat his whole defense. Didn't mean anything.
This is dangerous. The defense needs to clear it.
Nothing I could do there. Literally zero. There's no defensive movement. Look at that Van de Ven running like that. Zero. He ran in behind him. So if you go watch that play, literally my defender Van de Ven running behind him, that was it that was the game that caused it. Now let's watch this. When I pause this game, I want to show you something. So you guys have seen the difference in skill level in this game.
Valverde.
See how I get to that? That's animation base. So 3. So he just got his only 2 shots on target just now. So before that, it was 2 shots to 2 shots, 52 to 48, 58 on 90, 86, interceptions, tackles. So it was before this. So I have 2 shots, 0 on target. He had 1 shot. He had 1 shot, 1 on target before those 2. So that was going into halftime. So going into halftime, you had my 2 shots not on target. Remember my Ronaldo one, for some reason it went wide. Then he had 1 shot on 1 on target. So you had 1 shot on target going into you had 1 shot on target going into the second half. As an example. Now look at his defense. Look at his defense. That's what eFootball, or sorry, that's what UFL is. And yes, I know I'm just running at him on purpose because I want to show you guys. How bad it is.
A chance to work a 1-2.
So now I'm going to press L1 R2, which is a broken sprint in this game.
The ball's at his feet, and it's going to take something special to get it off him. Yamal. I'm loving watching the guests. Their forwards are
Yeah, so you guys tell me where the fun part of football is here. Even his goals, like where was that? Like, oh, there! Look at the skill. My defender ran right by him. My defender went right by him. So I'd love to know what you saw my Van de Ven. So he glitches. So why did Van de Ven run into his back? You'll see that kind of thing every single game. So then I'll have I already taped it, but I'll do a video side by side of his Mbappe hits a curler that went in. Remember that last guy had a point blank one with whoever that was, hits it off the post. My Mbappe, same thing, hits it wide, hits his curler wide. There is no skill. It's just a random selection of animations. It's a random selection of animations is what I'm trying to get you. So you'll see in the highlights, my Mbappe, same chance. So that ball just glitched through his defender, by the way. What I just did is like the if you want to say the meta, that's what the meta is, by the way. What I just did. That's the only time you can get somewhat of a okay shot. It's insanity. There's no like skill in it. It's just going to choose for you.
You can feel the tension. Less than 10 minutes to play. Gives it away.
See, so it's pass like. So even though he had a lane to play Ronaldo there, it didn't matter. Look how he missed it. Look how his defender missed that. So normally, so it would freeze his defender, so then you see my defender run right by it. It's just, guys, there's no there's no variations, there's no tussling, there's no, oh, he halfway blocked the shot. It's just the animations that trigger. Look at that. So right there, guys, for instance, there was a lane to play that through ball, but because it's animation based and because their through balls are broken, it ran into the defender's leg. It ran into the defender's leg. So he didn't shoot that. If you're wondering why he didn't shoot that, because the goalies are broken. Right? It's a pass lock animation type game. They don't just randomly play it based on their passing, like the level of passing they have, if that makes sense. Otherwise, Camavinga would have slit that right between those two defenders. But it doesn't matter who you have. It means nothing. So yeah, I'll end it on that note. But, I mean, we could go back and watch through that. And then we can go to the last game and watch that other dude's breakaway that hits the post randomly. My two that hit the post. Then my snapshot for Ronaldo goes wide. My Mbappe breakaway part goes wide, right? Then before that, you had two glitchy goals and one bouncing off him. There's just no chance that this game is worth anybody's time. So then we look at my last opponent if we watch through, because I'm watching back right now. All right, so first off, defensively, he stacked 8 people, so I'm just running at him as hard as I can, right? Because there's no point. There's no skill in it anymore. So I'm running at him, running up, and even then, there was 3 shots on goal. If you notice, every time he got the ball, I just ran my defender at him. He sat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had 7 guys, 5 guys in the box, and then 2 in and out of the box. So 7 players defending right in the box from one side to the other. 7. So you face that nonstop. Who gives a crap to do that in this game? So that's who you're stuck with. I mean, this is the lowest of the low. I'm always talking about the most skilled players play FC. That's a fact, right? That's just a fact. And it's largely due to the shitty players that took eFootball the direction it can. But you can play great football there. Then, under eFootball, though, you have UFL. It's got, like, the way a lot of these players are, if they're not like 8, 9 years old, then I don't know what they are. But it's zero. The minute I get my PC where I can go back and forth, even when I release the footage, though, I've done it before where I've done FC, then you see a highlight of eFootball, then you see a highlight of UFL. UFL used to, at least it was wide open and you could say, oh, well, it's the crappiest animations, but it's wide open good football. Now, dude, you're talking guys dribbling in circles. You're talking shit through balls that are animation based. You're talking passing meaning nothing. No player identity whatsoever. Every player, whether I play Van de Ven at striker, winger, every player looks the same. Every player can do every skill move as fluently as the next. Come on, bro. They're non-existent. So that's what I mean by animation based. They had a previous patch where every cross went in. Then every corner went in. Then they have the next patch, they just totally, now you can't score on crosses. Then they have one patch where every curling shot goes, and then the next one, no curling shot goals. See what I'm saying? It's all animation. They can't code an actual game that's skill-based. They trigger animations, but they're so bad that they can't even trigger good animations. That's why those through balls, only if you're at that exact angle will a through ball work. And it will look somewhat decent. At first, they didn't even have that, but they had to code in an animation because they couldn't make it open. To where one might go 10 yards ahead, one might go 5 yards, one might go a little left, one might go no. Passing means nothing. You could take a 50, attribute passer and put him at the right angle, and he'll hit a through ball the same as De Bruyne. You just got to have the angle right because it's animation based. That triggers it, just like with the shooting. And for some reason, there's certain players that I think it's got to be because, and no one's going to admit this, like, guys, I'm not good enough to play other football games. No one's going to admit that. No one can just, I've seen the other UFL, a couple other content creators, one in particular, try to turn on FC. And he got as far as like the first hour, team building, blah, 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 and then gave up. Because, dude, you got to have skill to play those games. When I went and started playing it, boom, I shot up the ranks. I got to top 10 in this when it was skill-based. I'm shooting up the ranks in eFootball because it's a skill-based game. The players who play something like this are no skill. And so it's like, I'm trying to tell the last few people, one, if that's the case, then you're just wasting your time anyway. Because who wants to play a no skill-based game? Who gives a crap? You might as well go, turn on your Game Boy and play Mario or something that has more meaning. You're literally just looking for broken animations to score goals and stuff. It's stupid. But if that's what you want to do, go ahead. If that's your fun, there's people out there that enjoy hugging trees. So I guess it can always be worse, right? But for those few players who actually do want to play real football and actually be rewarded as you get better, even if you get your butt kicked at first, it's real football. You actually can play where you're like, damn, and it emulates the game, not this trash. You got to come to eFootball or go to FC. Right? I don't care if it's, I'm not just saying, oh, I cover eFootball, so come to that. But there's a reason why I don't care if this is the most viewed thing. It's just not football. There's no way you're going to convince anybody of that. You're one of the very few people, yes, I'm talking to you, whoever watches this, right, that's still playing this game. There's got to be somewhere where they got to release the numbers. And if not, you probably will notice by how many times you play the same players over and over, how long it takes to wait for games over and over. It's never instant like FC or eFootball, right? There is no super cancel in this. There is no super cancel. Every player can do every move. There's no super cancel. There's low driven shots, curling shot, and regular shot. There's through ball and regular, and then lob through ball. And then the through balls for the longest time were totally broken. Like it was until recently. It took them 8+ years. They released the game and the through balls didn't work. So then they couldn't obviously do real through balls where if you have whatever angle it is the through ball works, it's only that specific angle. Kind of diagonal, and it's all animation based. Same with the shooting, same with it all. It's not individual skill based. It has nothing to do with it. So when these content creators that you see still releasing top 5 cams, top 5 CDMs, no. What makes Jonathan David one of the best, if not the best strikers in the game? The animations. He has one-time shot and snapshot. Those two animations are what helps you actually have a chance to score. You get what I'm saying? Right? There's some players that just have those certain animations. That's all it is. That should always be your top ones. Van de Ven, for whatever reason, he is the best center back in the game because of his speed and the ability, even with limited like defensive movement, to make the most tackles. That's what makes him the best. The other ones, flip a coin. Flip a coin, dude. So all these people are blowing smoke up your ass. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. It definitely has it overall. I don't know why their goalies are so wonky in eFootball. Like a 2-yard header, the goalie all of a sudden acts like it's the toughest save in the world. Like I hate that kind of stuff. But UFL's goalies are even worse. So it's almost like this game is just a punching bag. Meaning like if you want to just say, hey, our game's way better than this, well then you would want UFL to stick around. Because anybody that turns this on and plays this for even like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, is going to go, wow, thank God we have which fill in the blank with whatever game. But, so I'm not even going to compare that anymore. So they do got to work on their goalies. But overall, the animations, yeah. Like, even the blocks, I shared a few YouTube shorts where even the deflections in that game are realistic. The only times it gets a little wonky is with the goalkeeper. But yeah, the player movements, the field play, unbelievable. The way the legends move like the real legends, the way they pass, everything. The outside of the foot benders that have the actual bend on the ball, the realistic bend, that is sick. Actual backspin on the ball, actual knuckle shots, actual curling free kicks. Like, yeah, I agree with you. eFootball has all that. But, yeah, so with that being said, I don't know. I'm bumming because I still want to play football, but, you know, here's what I'm going to do. Just for argument's sake, I'm going to go turn on FC just to get a third game in there. Just so you guys can see for yourselves. Just because eFootball, I have plenty of content on that, and the updates going on. I'm going to turn on FC just for a few games. Just for a few games, just as a test. So you guys can literally see the difference, just for comparison's sake. So I'll see you guys shortly in that if you want to. If not, if you watch this later on, there's going to be a short FC stream, just so you have eFootball from earlier, you have this, and then you have FC. So tell me what you think. And there was a new update recently in FC, so I want to kind of test that. But yeah, guys, this game's dead in the water. You know, I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. I get the most views in this game. It would serve me best to lie to you guys and say, this is the best. Who should I get? What tactics should I use? It would serve me the best. You go look for yourselves. It does nothing good for me to sit here and tell you guys what I'm telling you. It does zero good, but I'm not going to be a lying ass little punk because I was one of those players that looked for guidance when I started getting into this, you know? Back into it in 2022, and there's so many BSers out there, so many fakers that just lied about games for views and stuff. I'm never going to misguide you guys. I'm telling you, as a footballer, exactly what I think about these games. And this game is just no way, shape, or form anywhere near playable. The only good thing in this entire game is the customization. That's it. That's it. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys soon. I'm still going to cover this update, of course, but really, really, really temper your expectations because there's nothing in the gameplay changing. They can give you the best skins ever, the best update, 1,000 passing. Oh my God, Mbappe's got 1,000 passing, and De Bruyne has got 10,000 passing. It don't matter. It's all animation based. Your 50 rated passer will pass the same way as your 1,000 rated passer. Okay? Same with the shooting. It's all about, well, is it a snapshot? Is it a one-time shot? It's animation based. It's whatever triggers the goalie not to save the ball. It's not about skill. It's not about attributes. It's not a skill-based game. So temper your expectations. I'll see you on the other side of the update. Peace out. If you want to watch and see just this comparison, what's up with FC, especially after a recent big patch, that's where I'm headed next. Peace.